leave Michael Cohen, then the case is over. That's what the defense would argue and should argue. And they should all.
I'm sorry, I
didn't
mean to interrupt you. Are there some key points that are key moments from Michael Cohen's testimony or cross-examination that you think are going to come up?
Well, what he didn't say, again, this is the defense. You know, Michael Cohen is direct evidence that Donald Trump knew about this scheme, you know, the installments, and it was done, you know, to hide the fact that they paid off Ms. Daniels. Why? As a conspiracy to promote his election by unlawful means, the unlawful means being a violation of federal election law. There really was no testimony of there was any conversation between Michael Cohen and Trump and Weisselberg about we have to do this because, you know, that money we gave her was illegal under the federal election law. There was no testimony about that. There really was no explicit testimony from Michael Cohen that it was actually a discussion with Trump about, okay, Alan and I said we'll call these legal expenses and then we'll have this installment plan and we're going to do this because we're going to hide the fact that we conspire. There was not really that. Of course, the prosecution will say there's evidence of that. He didn't have to like write out, you know, a letter, Donald Trump saying this is why we're doing it. Why else would this have been done? We have so many witnesses. Hope Hicks, for instance, who talked about the crisis of the campaign when the Access Hollywood tape hit, and also her conversation with Donald Trump about denying that he had a sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels. And also Hope Hicks, it was really a slur on Michael Cohen, but it helps the prosecution when she said Michael Cohen would not do anything in the goodness of his heart, meaning pay off Stormy Daniels. Therefore, he had to have paid her off because Donald Trump wanted him to, and he was going to get reimbursed. So that slap at Michael Cohen actually is helpful to the prosecution.
Yeah, there's so many witnesses the prosecution can bring up, and you know, is the defense going to bring up anyone more than Michael Cohen? Are they going to bring up Bob Costello, who was, as everyone has put it, even those that are in favor of Donald Trump, was a disaster on stand? I want to ask you about something that Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social, because I wonder if this gives us a hint about jury instructions and what they might be. I know we haven't gotten any announcement from Judge Juan Merchan, but I wonder, Catherine, in your experience, if maybe he has said something to the prosecution or the defense. And I'm asking because Donald Trump said this. The reason the radical, highly conflicted Judge Juan Merchan had to come up with 3 fake options for the jury to choose from without requiring them to be unanimous, which is completely un-American and unconstitutional, is because the corrupt Soros-backed DA, blah, blah, blah. But he's talking about 3 options for the jury to choose from without requiring them to be unanimous. Is he talking about federal election crime, state election crime, tax crime as the underlying felony charge? And do you have a sense that they know what the jury instructions are going to be?
I would hope that the defense and the prosecution know what the jury instruction is going to be, since they're giving their summations tomorrow. And I completely understand why, though the press, and we would all want it, why the judge didn't release it, because he wants to make sure the first time the jury hears about this, and we all assume the jury is abiding by the judge's rules and not watching this right now, is the first time they hear about this is tomorrow. So that post by Donald Trump is sort of a hint, if you can believe Donald Trump, that maybe the instruction to the jury will be that the unlawful means, conspire to promote an election by unlawful means, could be the federal election law violation, could be tax crime, state tax crime violation. So I have a feeling that that's probably what Donald Trump is talking about, because his lawyers have a copy of the jury instructions the judge will give tomorrow.
It's got to be a gift for the prosecution to have those all 3 as options, and you don't have to be unanimous on all 3, right, Catherine?
Yes, definitely, it's a gift. If the jury believes all of the evidence, it's a gift to them.
Catherine, you're going to be back with us. I say that one more time.
I said, and if there's a conviction, it will be an issue on appeal.
Got it. Catherine, you're going to be back with us tomorrow. We will go all over this again for our special coverage, which begins at